Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Added Time FPL, our weekly Fantasy Premier League football podcast where we talk about all things Fantasy Premier League and a little bit Chelsea on the side because we're Chelsea fans and we cannot resist because we're basically top of the table. Nevertheless, we're two podcasters from South Africa. This is Mike. I'm Nate. He's in Canada. I'm in the United Kingdom. And we're doing this thing. So if you like it, come along for the journey. Subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and we'll comment back with our team selection. Yeah, please subscribe because we really like subscribers. Thanks. Okay, that's enough begging for today. But let's get into game week 17, episode 17. We're pretty much halfway through the season. Not really because I can't do maths. Wait, we actually are.
No, 38, so 15, 16, 17. Two more game weeks.
There we go. Basically halfway through the season. And we've come off the back of a horrendous, well, for me, game week 16, where the only person that saved my game week is someone that we'll talk about as a potential transfer move for everyone else. Nevertheless, wearing a Chelsea shirt, back again. That's what Mike, I didn't tell you this, and just a side rant for everyone that's watching. Ever since I stopped wearing the Chelsea shirt, I've been getting horrible points in FPL.
So you're only wearing it to get more FPL points, not
I
to
think
support
it's
Chelsea.
linked. No, it's a bit of both, but I'm pretty sure it's linked because the triple captain play, game week 3, the wild card play. I don't know. So we're back with the Chelsea shirt. Mike's in the Christmas spirit.
I've got Black Santa Derby.
There you go. There you go. Maybe you can dab some points this way. But nevertheless, we need to talk about something because it's kind of important. All the premium players, except for Kanda Salah, blanked. Every single one of them.
In Salah standards, even a 5 is a bit of a blank, but at least he got some returns. But yeah, big hitters all blanking. Uh, they're hitting blanks there.
Yeah. Haaland, Palmer, Saka, a little bit of Salah.
Bro, let's just speak about that since you mentioned his name, because I didn't even put him down as a big hitter. You still have Haaland in your team? Because honestly, Haaland has been blanking since game week 7.
No, I don't have
And
Haaland in the team. I took him out.
is he out?
No, I'm a sucker for punishment.
It's gotten to the point now where like it's nobody, not the pundits, not Pep, not even Haaland. Nobody knows what's going down at Manchester City. I have my own personal theories, but yeah, if you're still with Haaland, like Nate, I worry about you and your mental
Definition of
health.
insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
At this point, he'd have to like haul 4 or 5 game weeks in a row for holding in this long to have been worth it.
Yeah.
Even one return's not
I
going to
just
make
feel
up
like
for
I'm
that.
in too deep at this point. So I'm kind of just committing because it is what it is.
It's
So
like someone who's got an addiction problem or something like that. It's like you gotta let go.
if you're in the
Let go.
37% that own Haaland with me, let me know in the comments. So I know I'm not alone.
Suffer together. Suffer together. Speaking of people who aren't suffering, everybody dropped points but Chelsea, which is good for us as Chelsea supporters. But from an FBL point of view, it means you're thinking about that triple up on Chelsea players like me, Enzo Palmer and
This
Jackson.
freaking Canadian African goes and captains Jackson, which is a great play, and he holds. So well done to you for
Nah,
tripling up.
Jackson is a troll.
He
Jackson
is.
missed open goals. Jackson missed every single easy chance. He takes the hardest chance he can, and he pulls the goalie one way and scores. Nah, Jackson's on another level.
um, Speaking of Jackson, obviously they played against Spurs last weekend. And the reason why I'm talking about Spurs is because they've got an interesting fixture this weekend against Liverpool. And I wanted to just shit on Spurs again because they nearly lost tonight against United. They threw
No,
away
bro.
a
Three,
three
three.
goal lead. But I wanted to say a lot of people have moved to Son and Solanke because of the fixture and the point haul last week. Just to let you know, they did play the full 90 minutes tonight. They are playing on Sunday in the last fixture, so there is some time. However, Liverpool, all their first team players are rested. So personally, for me, I don't know if I'd be looking to move to any Spurs players just yet. If you want to, fine, that's up to you. But I think that this might just be a clean sheet 2-0 victory for Liverpool. I just have that feeling.
Oh, Spurs could do what they do to most big teams and score a
Exactly.
lot of goals.
And I
I
would love
think,
that for
yeah.
Chelsea. So go ahead. Prove me wrong.
One team I am keeping my eye on aside from Spurs is Newcastle. Now, I feel like I missed the train with Newcastle because Isak has hauled 2 game weeks in a row,
But
and you went with Hall, and
yes,
he hauled. So did I miss
all
the train,
hold.
Nate,
No,
or can I still bring in
because Newcastle is a team from England, and in
Newcastle?
England, well, Newcastle, England, and in England, the railway never works.
Oh,
No, it works, but it's always delayed. So you haven't missed the train because the train hasn't left the bloody station yet. It's been delayed by 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So no, I think it's not too late. I do think there's a little bit of a sticky fixture in between their run, so it maybe makes it seem less appealing. But I mean, they got Ipswich away this weekend, and then they got Villa at home, which would be tough, but I think they can win that. I think they can cream United. To be fair, the only difficult one, really, I wouldn't even say Spurs, but it'll be the United and Spurs games. But after that, they've got a great fixture run. So looking into Solanke, looking into Isak or Gordon or Hall, like you were saying, even Bruno Guimaraes coming into the next couple of game weeks after Christmas might be the play.
I know you said there's some tricky games there, but when you talk about like the tricky games would be Villa, United, and Spurs. All of those games have very weak
But
defenses.
they're all winnable as well, exactly.
So even if they don't win, I think Isak is the option up front for scoring in all of those fixtures, let alone we're
Yeah.
talking Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth,
And
and
everyone has
Ipswich.
money now, right? Because no one's got Haaland. So,
Yeah, well, we do
except for
they? Do they? We'll
37%.
find out. I shout out for my little call because Nate and I were having a discussion. I was driving home. I was talking about bringing in Tonali because he was playing almost like a number 10 back from his betting ban, and he scores 2 goals midweek. So I thought that was a really cool differential. So keep an eye on Tonali
Mm.
and whether he scores points this week, and then I'll just be next week be like I told you so.
I want to chat to you about replacements for someone. I know we're just jumping a little bit ahead, but talking about transfers and that, the big one this week would be Eight Nouri. He's eight because
I
he's
I
suspended.
he's out. Yeah, you're right.
He's
No.
eight. He's eight
I,
Nouri.
I actually think that Wolves has been heading towards this capitulation week on week, getting worse and worse from the early season sort of semi form where they played well, still lost and got us points. But without Nori red carded, Cunha is about to get a ban because he literally grabbed like an assistant manager or something. So I would say it's time
Jan
to
Larson,
drop.
baby. I'm here for it. I receive your
I
points.
would I would drop all of my Wolves fixtures now. Who do you think? We said Hall.
Mm.
Is that the best Alt Nori replacement, or do you have a better
Definitely.
pick?
And if you don't already have Hall, he's the best replacement. If you are not aware, Lewis Hall single handedly saved my game week. The man got 15 points, and I brought him in at 4.4. He's now at 4.6. However, that's still cheaper than 8 Nori. I'm not sure if he's price dropped because I moved him on that night. But nevertheless, I think Lewis Hall is currently the best replacement, considering also the fixture run in January for
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Another
However,
shout would be
sorry.
Robinson.
Yes, exactly. If you don't have Robertson in your team, I really think you should get him in your team. Fulham are cooking, and their fixture run after the Chelsea game is insane. Like, even the Chelsea game can give them a run for money because it's a derby fixture. But they're playing Southampton this week at home. I'm expecting to see some goals. We have a forward to mention that we're going to talk about shortly from Fulham. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about. But nevertheless, definitely think Robertson's a good replacement. He's a little bit more than 8 Norris, so you'd have to spend some bit. But I'm pretty sure most of you should have already, if you've been following this podcast, you should have him. But if you don't, go for him. If you have Lewis Hall and 8 Nori, like I do, the only other option I can personally see for a budget pick in that category that is guaranteed minutes is Levi Colwell for me.
I disagree with that being
Of
a good
course, you
shout
disagree. And let me tell you why it's a
because
great idea. I know why you disagree because Chelsea can't keep clean sheets. I understand.
no,
I
they're
understand.
dirty. He's not even a goal threat.
I
I want
know.
to know what makes you think this is a good move.
Just because when I look at Chelsea, I see Merry Christmas. All right. Look at this FDR. You know what? You know what? Look at my screen, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. It's like Santa threw up on the FPL table. Cole has the best fixture run. Chelsea have the best fixture run, right? Come on. We know this is true. And yes, he might not haul, but who else are you getting in for 4.5 million that's guaranteed to start? with such good fixture run who has a 20% chance of keeping a clean sheet and a 30% chance of scoring a goal from his. I know it's a bad
No,
move. I
I mean
know.
like a 5% chance of keeping a
But
clean sheet, and so
the run
far,
is good. The run is good. And you're gonna next week, guys, I'm telling you, come Christmas,
if
you're gonna see.
you only had 4.5, then yes. But if you have 4.6 and 4.8, Robinson and Hall are way better
What if you
picks.
already have Robinson and Hall? Who do you go for
Then you
then?
should be looking at someone like Gabriel to show up your defense, a real
Sure.
attacking threat.
What if you have Haaland as well? But you can't afford Gabriel. What the hell am I supposed to
Then you
do?
sell. But yeah, but I
Yeah,
agree with you. I think honorable mention Colwell. So we got Hall, Robson, and Colwell for the best out Nori. But now tell me about Cunha picks. Who are you going to put up front in replacement of Cunha?
Cunha Matata.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've got Strand Larson, so I'm not really worried about that. And I haven't really moved to Cunha, excuse me, because of the price that I haven't been able to afford him because I still have Haaland.
But if you did have him,
If
who
I
are your
had
best
him,
picks? Yeah.
I'd really try and find a way to get Isak in. I really would. Or Solanke.
Solanke's on fire right now. I love his Archer
I know I just
celebration.
say stay away from Spurs for this game week, but I think I back Solanke more than Cunha at this point. And Solanke scored a brace tonight.
he's
Yesterday night,
he's also
whenever you're
he's
watching
also
this.
finding his form. Spurs are attacking if they're throwing away leads. So I do like Solanke, but I also think that if you don't have Jackson, this is the perfect opportunity to jump on Nicholas Jackson train. He scores a goal. He's scoring more non-penalty goals than most of the other strikers or forwards in the league. He's right up there, and he's hungry. And the more he gets to shoot, the better his goal output's going to be. And when Palmer's blanking, it's Jackson who's covering up for him. And even he's getting the assists from all over the pitch. So yeah, I
I
would say
need to,
Jackson.
I need to ask you if we're talking about replacements for the midline, mid or the front line, sorry, pivoting to the midline, the midfield. We know that Salah, Palmer, and Saka all blanked, but is it too soon to pull a trigger on moving one of them out?
Not when they have, but all those teams have two really good high scoring potential fixtures. So for me, no, because both of them have like really good scoring potential over the next 2 game weeks. I'd look in the new year rather. I'd look after January, maybe with that wild card if you want to rebalance your team. That would
Mm,
be a good place. But I would hold the three of them for the rest of this year and see how the year ends because there's a lot of all three of those teams are really looking at pushing for a title in some way and form. So they're
yeah.
really going to be hungry to end the year on top of the table, which statistically has a good chance of finishing the league at the top of the table. But you jumped away from your secret player, your secret striker that you were going to talk about.
No, I don't want to talk about it because it's a secret, and I
Oh,
decided to
you're going
not
to keep it
mention
for
it.
later. Okay,
No, I'll mention
we'll
it. The That's why I swiftly moved along because I changed my mind because I realized how good it was and I might want to do it myself. Nevertheless, I'll share it with everyone. I'll share it, Mikyle. You've
it's
forced my
Christmas.
hand.
Have a Christmas spirit of
You've
sharing.
forced my hand. Um, the secret weapon is Raul Jimenez. I did allude to him earlier. I just didn't say his name, but yeah, he would be probably right now the best replacement for Cunha. Fulham are firing on all cylinders. Um, they took Arsenal to a draw. They took Liverpool to a draw. They beat Brighton, who is actually a phenomenal team this season. They took Spurs to a draw. Like, I'm scared for Chelsea, but like I say, after that fixture run, man, it's looking great. So for me, Raul Jimenez is the straight up swap. I would just go with him.
It's only at 5.5, so it's a really nice price point. It actually earns you money to spend in your
Oof,
defense.
love
So
it.
you could upgrade your Altnori
There we go. Out Nori
defender.
out. Gabriel in.
Okay, with
Cunha
that money.
out. Jimenez in. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
there
Subscribe to the
you
channel.
go.
um, yeah, but for me, yeah.
Yeah.
You go.
So I know I was just gonna you so you think would you bring him in this week against Southampton, knowing
Yeah,
they're playing
I
Chelsea
would.
next weekend?
I would. I just do it. Like I want him in my team anyway. Like if I was thinking this and I had Cunha, I would want him in my team anyway. I want to get rid of Cunha. And I know they're playing Leicester, but man, Wolves' run is horrific after that Leicester fixture. They're playing United at home, albeit, but it's United. Spurs, Forest. They're going to lose that Forest game, I'll tell you now. Then they play Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Liverpool. Mate, just get off the wagon. It's done.
Yeah. Well, okay, if I told you you could have a midfielder at 5.2 and his points for the next 6 weeks would be 6, 8, 11, 1 blank, 5, and 13, would you want that midfielder?
Probably, and I'd probably want to get rid of not Smith Rowe because Fulham's crazy fixtures, but I'd probably want to get rid of Rogers. So who could I possibly replace 5.3 Rogers with, Mikyle?
We've been talking about Ahmed for like 6 weeks now. Ever since Ten Hag got sacked, he has been on fire. And he was even on fire today. And he came on only at the end of the game and changed the game and took United from a 3-0 up to a
See, I don't know if that's
4-3.
Armand's brilliance or Spurs' lack of
It's
hungerness.
both, but he's fire. And to
No, he
win
is.
that Man City game in the last seconds, like 2 goals in like
He is.
1 minute, like I think that like I am regretting not using my
Ooh,
transfer this week to go
interesting.
for Ahmed.
Would you have, if you were looking back, would you have gone Ahmed instead of Enzo?
No, but I would have gone for Ahmed instead of Jones.
Okay. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Enzo is still a very good pick if you don't have him as well. It's between those two, I would say, for that spot to fill your bench, which we
Okay,
need
Ned,
bench
yeah.
depth.
What are you doing with your team this week?
All right.
Because
Well, you already know that I've made a horrific mistake and I've brought in Levi Colwell.
you already did it. I'm
No, well,
sorry,
I did
Ned.
it the day of because I didn't want to risk trying. I'm playing a horrible FPL these last couple of weeks, and I really need to get it together.
Who knows? Cole will score a goal this week.
You, mate, you're gonna see your WhatsApp light up, and you're gonna be you're gonna say this bastard, and I'm saying I told you so, and it's gonna be funny. But
That's what happens every week. Just by the way, I'll
only for
literally
one
just
player though,
message him.
because you
I'll be
always
like,
beat
"You
me
bastard."
recently. Yeah, I was like, I messaged Mike. I was like, Lewis Hall, baby, and he was like, and then I was like, oh, Jackson's call by the way, and I was like, this is good fun. But yeah, for me, Cole in and Nori out. Is it a great decision? We'll see. But that's just what I'm doing. Salah's gonna stay my captain, Mike. I'm tired of being burnt. I'm tired of losing sleep about who I'm going to captain to try and gain points and try and break back into the top 1,000. It's not happening. I just need captain Salah and take the points and win the mini league because at this point, flipping Yuvan's on my ass and I don't like it. My guy's 3 points behind me and it's not fun. I don't like it.
It's safer to captain Salah, definitely. And what about Haaland? You still got him?
I do. There have been some rumors around Haaland potentially trying to move away from the club. Reports have been saying that Haaland has lost interest in the club and lost vision with Pep and wants to force a Barcelona move. No idea. But that's just what rumors have been saying. And where there's rumors, there's some truth to it. So it makes me wonder if that's why there's a bit of a downfall. Obviously, they miss Rodri, but I feel like I'm in this Haaland train so deep for now that I'm just going to stick it out until the free hit or until the assistant manager chip comes in. Then I'll look at moving Haaland out, freeing up money for a manager, putting in a different striker. It's kind of where I'm going now.
Yeah, I can see Haaland being that replacement for Lewandowski there at Barca.
Mm.
My game week was saved. Yours was saved by Lewis Hall,
Yes,
saving your
should have
bacon.
captained Lewis Hall.
Yeah, mine was saved by Jackson, and I might stick with that captain choice because that rogue Jackson captain choice might just keep me in the hunt.
But that's the
But
thing.
I went
Jackson can score. He gets so many chances. He's got to score one. So
But the problem is that when you're captaining someone who doesn't have on penalties, you're always taking a risk
yeah,
because Salah, Palmer, and Saka potentially all on penalties. So that's what makes them the better choice. But for me, I got on the train even though it's late, and I brought Isak in for Cunha.
very nice.
Um, but I just wanted to just put it out there. I'm still pondering Ahmed, but I regret not keeping Buemo because he's still fire. He seems to be fixture proof, and they fixed it. The Brentford play with Wisa and Buemo up front together now,
Yeah,
so
like a
he's not
4-4-2
wide.
kind of a thing.
Yeah, he's swapping with Wisa. It's brilliant, and it nearly cost Chelsea. So I miss Buemo. But let's just solidify those captain choices, Nate. So out of the three, are you saying Salah is the best captain?
I don't think he's the best captain. I do think he's the safest captain.
Mm.
Points per ceiling, as us pundits say. No, that's not a thing. I just made it up. But the ceiling of Cole Palmer and Saka are way higher, I think, this week. Purely because we don't know what Spurs are going to do. Spurs could show up and be flipping rock solid. They could show up and be absolute garbage. We don't know. It could be a 4-3 game. It could be a 2-0 game. It could be a 0-0 game. I don't know. So it's unclear. However, if there's a goal in the Spurs and Liverpool game, you can probably put Salah behind it somehow. So that's why, for that reason, I'm going with Salah. However, if I was playing Nathan from last week, he would have just stuck with Cole Palmer again.
Yeah, I rate Cole Palmer because if I look at the three, Saka versus Palace, Palace are on an upward trajectory right now. They're doing
And
really
Arsenal are
well
struggling at the moment too.
to score
They can
goals from
only
open
score from
play.
set pieces. They can't score
Well,
from open play anymore.
Gabriel Jesus just scored a hat trick in midweek, so maybe that
Yeah,
will change.
but
But I still think Crystal Palace is a defensively better unit. I think Spurs will push Liverpool, and also Liverpool will be playing under pressure because Chelsea play first, and so Chelsea will be potentially top of the table, and Liverpool will have to play with that pressure
they will
of
definitely
knowing that
look
if they
there
lose.
and see Chelsea, and it will affect them. It's the way it is.
But Everton is a good defensive side, especially when they play at Merseyside. But I do think they're the type of team out of Palace and Spurs versus Liverpool. They're the type of game that Chelsea could turn up and score for. Like
Mm.
they could also be held to a 0-0, but they could turn up and score for. And if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Cole Palmer. It's going to be involved, and he's shown before he can have a 4-goal uh, haul.
There
He
we
could
go.
do it.
And also, I know Chelsea don't historically have a great history at Goodison, but nevertheless, Cole Palmer is all about breaking records. So who knows? I'm back at. Well, what else do you want to talk about?
And that's all. That's all we got. Ready for the weekend.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that podcast. It is a bit late. That's all my fault. So don't hold it to Mikyle. Shame. Bless him. Really tried. Poor Mikyle. Look at him. All he wanted for Christmas was an early podcast. But your boy was lazy. So, but next week, promise, Christmas special. I will have to go buy a Christmas jumper. Nevertheless,
Or at least a Christmas hat.
yeah, at least something festive. I'll do this. Maybe I'll put some lights on my plant. No. Yeah, nevertheless, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back on either Monday evening podcast. We'll release it Monday evening, nice and early for the holidays, so you can get that quick turnaround fixture. Because don't forget, well, we got Boxing Day fixtures next week, so we got to keep our eyes on the prize. And yeah, we'll just keep going, and we're not going to take a break, so we'll be right here for you. So tell your friends, share the video.
You could use our podcast as your reminder to make changes before Christmas.
If anything, just do that.
You're gonna get wrapped up in Christmas pudding, and then you're gonna forget your transfer, and then you're gonna have someone captained who's not even playing. So
exactly. And you'll be sad,
listen
and
to
you'll
us
say,
next
should have listened to Added Time FPL, and we're going to say we told you so.
there's no more time left.
But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Listen to us on Spotify and follow us over there. Like the video. Let us know your teams. We will tell you ours. And as always, may the points be ever in your favor. Please let me get more than 40 points this week. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.